today I'm coming back to you from outside my front door, this time because the lighting inside was kind of sketch, so we're out here now. I once again apologize for any noise. It was okay-ish last time, so we're hoping for that again, but I do expect a good number of cars to drive by today because it is Canada Day that I'm filming this. So fingers crossed that everything will be okay, but today I'm making the mid-year book Freakout tag. No one has tagged me in it, I just want to do it. Question number 1 is best book you've read in 2019, and for me that is definitely Daisy Jones and the Six by Jenkins Reid. Y'all know I've been yelling about this book so often, and I've been yelling about it on Twitter too, and to all my friends. So, you know, I am kind of obsessed. I read it first, in the actual physical book, and then the next time through audiobook, and the audiobook is somehow even better. Anyway, I just adore this book. Daisy Jones and the Six is about a 70s rock and roll band, about how they started, and also their rise to fame, and then why they broke up. But for me, the best part of this book, is the characters. It's definitely getting invested in the characters and their lives and their stories and what they're feeling through all of this versus what might be going on to everyone else from the outside. And everything is so powerful because they're musicians and they emotion for a living, and I just have a lot of emotions about this book, okay? Question number 2 is best sequel you read in 2019, and for me, I haven't actually finished an uncompleted series this year. I started and then finished The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer within a week this year, and so for me, the best sequel I've read this year is Cress by Marissa Meyer, which is the 3rd book in The Lunar Chronicles, and I already adore this series, and this 3rd book for me was definitely my favorite. Winter is also stunning. It probably would have been my favorite if not for the ending, but overall, amazing series. Loved Cress. Favorite book out of them. Question 3 is new release that you haven't read yet but you want to, and oh my god, have I yelled about Red, White, and Royal Blue enough? Oh my god, I'm so excited to read Red, White, and Royal Blue by McQuiston. This is a new book that is a new adult gay romance. Contemporary. I don't know what's the difference between romance and contemporary, just ignore me. But it is about, I said Prince of England in my last video, I believe it's actually Prince of Wales, and the son of the first female president of the United States. And it's about their kind of feud, becoming pretend friendship, becoming actual friendship, becoming secret romance. And I've heard not only is it super cutesy gay, there's also, political stuff, which I'm always intrigued by, and I'm so excited to read this book, and I have not been able to stop annoying people about it, and I told my coworker all about it, and then she read it before I did, and I need to read this book. Okay, hang on, this is very awkward. There's a person next door who's doing garbage outside, and I am outside my front door filming. Is this not the most awkward thing to do in the world? Who knows? Okay. Question 4 is the most anticipated release you have for the second half of the year, and I genuinely don't follow that many new releases. I only will follow authors I really like. So for me, when John Green and Hank Green had their books coming out, I was freaking the F out 9 months before the book came out. So for this question, I have to say Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I adore Leigh Bardugo's writing post-Grisha trilogy, and also Maya and Anna are being #1 hype crew for that. And I just haven't read a lot of thrillers before, so now I'm really intrigued to read a thriller. Question 5 is the biggest disappointment that you read this year, and definitely for me would be The Astonishing Color of After by Emily Axler Pan. So much lost potential. So much. Question 6 is the biggest surprise, and for me, I know I'm saying this a lot, Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't like non-traditional formats. I've never done an audiobook before. Blew me out of the water. Hi, just wanted to pop in and say that also The Fever King by Victoria Leigh is definitely one of the biggest surprises for me this year as well. I don't like sci-fis, I don't trust dystopians, and this was a sci-fi dystopian novel that I thought was amazing, that had awesome world building, and I loved the romance, and I'm so excited to read the sequel. And so definitely The Fever King is also one of my big surprises, and it's also coming out on Webtoon if you want to go, check that out. Question 7 is favorite new author, debut or new to you, and I do realize she's the answer to a lot of these, but Jenkins Reid, who wrote, my favorite book of this year and of all time, Daisy Jones and the Six. I also adore The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I also read this year, and I love her. She's taken a spot amongst my favorite authors, and I can't wait to read more of her backlisted books. Number 8 is newish fictional crush, and it's Nikolai Lantsov from the Grishaverse. Don't talk to me about it. Question number 9 is newest favorite character, and I feel like Daisy Jones and Evelyn Hugo are both major cop-out answers to this, even though they are up there. So I'm just gonna say Isaac from King of Scars. I adore Isaac with all my heart. My dumb, wholesome boy. Oh my god. Question 10 is book that made you cry or the saddest book you've read, and I don't cry at books. I've only cried at one book ever, and I was 12, and it was because of a character death, and he was on page for like 20 pages. So, the book that most nearly made me cry this year was Daisy Jones and the Six. I can never stop talking about this book, can I? Another book I read this year that was very, very sad is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. It made me feel a lot of emotions, and I just, again, I don't cry at books. I didn't really, like, cry at that, but it definitely counts as one of the saddest books I've read this year. Question 11 is book that made you happy, and, like, the most, like, absolute laugh out loud, scream about it with my roommate book was Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. It wasn't like the best book I've ever read, but it was hilariously funny, and I really liked reading it. Another book that made me absolutely giddy while I read it is Pride and Prejudice. Just, Darcy and Elizabeth is just... Question 12 is favorite book to film adaptation you've seen this year, which I saw Crazy Rich Asians in August of last year, but then I saw it again this year at some point with my roommate, because she got the movie, and so we watched it, and I love that movie. Like, it's not just Asian rep, I just think it's a really cutesy rom-com, but also I read the book, I enjoyed it, but I definitely don't think it was an amazing book, and I thought the movie version was so much better. So when you can take a book and adapt it to film and make it even better, it's a fucking good adaptation, folks. Question 13 is favorite review you've written this year, or favorite video you've done so far this year. Favorite review is definitely my rant review on Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. I have a lot of feelings on that book. And then favorite video is probably my series I need to read this year, that is pretty much just 10 minutes of my roommate and I screaming at each other as I film, which was so much fun. Question 14 is the most beautiful book you've bought this year, and other than ebooks, I think this is the only physical book I've bought this year. Which is Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan, and if you take off the jacket, I'm sorry, I literally bought it just for this part, okay? I love it so much. Question 15, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? And at this particular moment, what I can think of is just all the books I said in my Book Junkie Trials TBR, because holy crap, do I need to try to get through them this month. And then also my Desperate 2019 TBR video, which I made, which is a bunch of books I need to read. And then probably, you know, Ninth House, because I'm excited for it, and Red, White, and Royal Blue, because I'm excited for it. So that was my mid-year book freakout tag. Sorry if it was a little bit rushed, my camera's been blinking at me about the battery for like 5 minutes now, so it's just a little bit rushed here, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you sometime. Goodbye.